Hello, friends. Today we will try to understand what is the basis of attraction, desire, what we deem as beautiful, and what we deem as convenience or comfort, and what is the difference between the two when we are making that selection. So, the basis of attraction is obviously desire, and it can be in the form of attraction which is superior, superlative attraction, which we call beauty, or the inferior kind of attraction, subordinate attraction, if you will, which is in the form of comfort or convenience. The basis of attraction, when we think in superlative terms, what we deem as beautiful, has two underpinnings. There's two cardinal characteristics that have to be present to deem something as superlative attraction or beauty. We have to inherently lack that trait or characteristic, what we are calling as beautiful. And secondly, we have to have an appreciation of that particular characteristic as being extremely valuable or something we hold in high regard. So we have to lack that trait and we have to hold that trait in high regard. When both these characteristics are present, we deem that idea, individual, food, substance, anything you call it, as beautiful. By the way, this inferior attraction and superior attraction are only applicable to things which are external to us. Things which are external to us can be at the level of muladhara, food, water, shelter, or swadhisthana, which is creation, procreation, luxuries. And these can involve everything which are working at the level of the senses, through the five senses, or through the realm of the mind, the desire center, or in any of the activities in which predominantly and primarily they are involved in things of nature, such as food or music or taste of certain things that we desire, or even individuals whose company we crave. So, what determines that particular individual or food substance or music is going to be beautiful? As I said, if you are deeming it beautiful, then it has to have the two characteristics of A, I inherently lack that trait, and B, it is something which is very soothing to my ear, pleasing to my tongue, or soft to touch, things of that nature, which is something which we regard, hold in high regard, and we are inherently lacking. So that is beautiful. That is why the measure of beauty is different for different individuals. That's why we say beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder, because you might hold something in high regard, and might, for me, it must be something which is of negligible value. So if a person is extremely beautiful, for him beauty might not be the most important trait. If someone is extremely intellectual, for him intellect might not be a very important thing. Whatever we lack is what we go for. That's the basic realm, and that's why you'll see a lot of times older, rich, successful men going after what we call trophy wives, or women who are younger and more beautiful looking and things of that nature. So you basically tend to undermine and underscore the importance of valuable things that you hold, because you are just used to it as being normal. So you are craving something which is not inherently a part of you. So that is the definition of high desirous beauty. Now, there's another kind of attraction which works on a more, I should say, mundane level, on a day to day activity level, a level at which we are trying to still attain a combination or yunj with another individual idea, substance, but we might not deem it as very beautiful, because for beauty we need to have a high value that you are attracting or attaching to that individual or idea or substance, and you have to inherently lack. Now, if I am not attaching a strong value to that thing, but we still want to be a part of it, then we are going to call it convenience or comfort, or out of boredom, whatever you are going to be combining with. So this can be things of the nature such as overeating or listening to music which you're not very much attracted to, but you're bored, so you listen to it anyways. Or you might be in company of some individual who you are not terribly fond of, but you still kind of are bored and so want to spend some time with them. Same thing can happen in terms of relationships. You might not be into that person that much, but you are still kind of spending time because you're afraid of being alone, in solitude, or in company of yourself which you deem as bad company. So you are seeing these are all comfort convenience decisions in which a value proposition is not there, but we still are going to form a union or relationship with them because we are either bored or afraid of being by ourselves, or just due to peer pressure. So there's a lot of different reasons why a person would still commit to something that they don't deem as attractive. The problem is when we go for comfort conveniences, we are always going to extract and abuse that individual because we never deem them as beautiful. We never deem them as attractive. We never deem them as superlative, something that we have found or gotten very easily. So that particular individual or idea or substance has to keep giving more and more to you so that you are satisfied. And of course, because you yourself realize that it's not a beautiful decision that you made, it will always be a very temporary, on the fringe decision that might be prone to getting broken very easily. Now, the same thing can happen when we say a thing of beauty is joy forever. The forever component is dependent upon you valuing that individual idea or substance ongoingly and not just temporarily when you first came in contact with it, which is kind of hard. That's why you will see after many years, sometimes things which we have deemed very valuable, ideas or individuals or substances, we kind of become less fond of them and sometimes even annoyed or irritated by them because the value proposition that we were seeing in the beginning, we don't see it anymore. And hence, we don't feel like we are lacking anything inherently, thereby which we should remain in contact of that individual idea or substance. So my friends, it's always better when you're making choice to go for things which you deem as beautiful, superlative, attractive. Now, hopefully, you will continue to be full of gratitude and humility to value that thing as you go along and not try to diminish the importance of that individual or idea. But when we start from the realm of comfort convenience, it is very likely that we will diminish or dismiss the importance of the thing or individual as we go along in the path of life. This is true for relationships, this is true for music or the foods you eat, the kind of house you live, the kind of car you drive, the clothes you wear. Anything that you come in contact with, anything that is extraneous to your individual self, anything in the manifest world will be dependent upon the choices either as being beautiful or comfort creature, convenience decisions, and try to make the delayed gratification shreya, long-term gratification decisions which are tending to be more beautiful attraction, and those will be long lasting and will create a feeling of fulfillment. Because when we make short-term instantaneous decisions, try to just settle down with someone who are not terribly fond of, but we just want to be because we are frustrated, angry, annoyed, irritated at ourselves for not being able to attain what we want to attain, being very hasty and impatient, then those decisions will lead down to further crackdown of our character, further anxiety, depression, further being dismissed by other individuals, or we dismissing them and being further in solitude and sadness for the rest of our lives. So try to make high quality decisions that don't have to be made every now and then, and be patient and constantly work in incremental steps to attain that beautiful goal, be it an idea, be it a substance, be it an individual with whom you want to form a relationship, and try to give more in that relationship. Just like I've said, devotion is when you are giving without expecting. Relation is when you are giving with a reciprocal expectation of return, and that's what makes it a business model, and hence businesses can fail, but divinity of surrender, bhakti, will never fail. Try to give more than you take, and that is the way you will be very happy in any relationship, and it will continue to be beautiful for the rest of your life. Jai Shri Ram.